Penury is like playing a video game for the first time, no skills, equipment, or cheats, and it is set to very hard mode. Imagine you're in a game and the difficulty level is maxed out. You have no power-ups, no gear, and the environment itself is against you. That's what living in terrible poverty feels like. You're existing on less than $3 a day, the cost of a basic drink or tea. But instead of drinking that tea, you're struggling to even find enough money for food. You can't even stretch your last dollar to buy a decent meal. Severe poverty doesn't just mean being financially short, it means lacking access to essentials like clean water, food, healthcare, and shelter. These are luxuries when you live on the edge. Living below the severe poverty line isn't just about not having enough money to survive, it's about having no ladder to climb out of the well you're stuck in. Every day is a race against time. Imagine being in a survival situation, much like trying to win a game of Monopoly when you have no money and no properties. Every time you pass, go. Instead of collecting $300, you get a bill you can't pay. It's the harshest, most unforgiving version of life. Imagine it's the end of the month. You've got just enough for dinner, but keeping the lights on is going to be a stretch. This isn't just a thought experiment. It's a decision many people living in extreme poverty face daily. The choice between eating or keeping your home is real. You might have to choose between paying for a meal or keeping your kids in school. The simplest things, like having a roof over your head or a full belly, become monumental obstacles. Now, let's talk about relative poverty. It's a little different, but still tough. You may be able to survive, paying the bills and putting food on the table, but you're still far from thriving. There is a constant reminder that even if you're surviving, you're not thriving. You're locked out of the experiences and social activities that many others take for granted, simply because your income is too low. You might be able to pay for the basics, but you can't afford that next level of convenience or pleasure. Next, we have the lower middle class. Imagine people who are above the poverty line, but still, there's no room for much indulgence. Picture someone living in a modest home in a decent neighborhood. Their car? It's a reliable, no-frills Honda, not a sleek sports car. They can manage the bills, but if they want to splurge on something extra, it throws the whole budget out of whack. Let's say you're a teacher in a small town. Your paycheck covers rent, utilities, and groceries, but you're not taking extravagant vacations or buying a new iPhone every year. You're good at budgeting, knowing when to splurge on a steak dinner and when to stick to pasta. If you're in this class, you're maximizing your resources, min-maxing, as gamers would say, getting the best value for every dollar, with just enough left over for the occasional luxury. Now, the middle class is what most people think of when they think of stability. It's that sweet spot, not too rich, not too poor, just right. Your income is stable enough for a nice apartment, occasional vacations, and some little luxuries, but you're not yet planning early retirement or buying a private jet. You're doing well, but you're not quite living the high life. In the middle class, life is relatively balanced, but it's still a tightrope act of staying within your means without crossing over into debt. For the upper middle class, it's like you've got a comfortable seat in the airplane, but you're not sitting in first class. You can afford a lot of nice things, upscale vacations, gourmet dining, maybe even a country club membership. You're working a stable, high-paying job like a senior manager, lawyer, or successful entrepreneur. For example, you're a senior manager at a tech company. Your salary allows you to live in a nice neighborhood, send your kids to private school, and take vacations abroad. But you're still aware of your finances, choosing to save for the future and avoid going overboard on extravagances. Being affluent means you've reached a point where money isn't a constant worry. You can buy a nice home in a good neighborhood, take regular vacations, and still invest in things like high-end technology or fine art. It's not just about having a lot of money, it's about having the freedom to live life with fewer financial constraints. You're financially secure, with savings and investments that ensure your lifestyle is comfortable. For example, you're a successful business owner with a few properties, investments in stocks, and a solid retirement plan. You dine out regularly, and the local restaurant staff knows your order by heart. You're not thinking about bills anymore. You've reached a place where you can enjoy the finer things in life without feeling guilty. Now, imagine you've really made it. Upper affluent means you've got more than just the basics. Your financial cushion is plush. Think multiple properties, upscale vacations, and the ability to buy high-performance cars without a second thought. You might even have a financial advisor to help you manage your wealth. You've built a successful tech empire, and now invest in luxury properties worldwide. You can afford the best of everything, from gourmet dining to exclusive events. You live comfortably, knowing you can handle any emergency, and you can indulge in experiences that bring you joy without worrying about the future. Being a millionaire means you've hit a big milestone. Your net worth assets minus liabilities reaches at least $1 million. That's a mix of investments, real estate, and maybe even some fun luxuries like a yacht. You might own a big house in a nice neighborhood, invest in stocks, and travel frequently. You're living comfortably without stressing over the price of everyday things. You can splurge on vacations or luxury items when you want, but your real focus is on growing your wealth. Now, take it up a notch. You've leveled up into the multimillionaire category. This means you're worth many millions, and it's not just about big houses and yachts. It's about creating wealth that grows over time. Your investments are diverse and substantial. You could own multiple properties, have investments in businesses, and live a life where your income is more than enough to cover all your needs. You make financial decisions based on passion rather than necessity. And then there are billionaires, the truly elite. Their net worth has so many zeros that it's hard to comprehend. Imagine having so much money that you can buy a small country or a private island. It's not just about luxury, it's about power and influence. You're not worried about your next paycheck. And even if you spent $1,000 every day, you could do so for thousands of years. You could own entire industries, invest in next-gen tech, and still have more than enough for anything you want. You might live on a private island, fly in your private jet, and host the most exclusive events. But managing such wealth isn't all champagne and yachts. You're constantly making high-stakes decisions, investing in the future, and dealing with public scrutiny. Understanding poverty and wealth means more than just comparing incomes. It's about lifestyle, choices, and freedom. Whether you're living paycheck to paycheck or indulging in luxury, the social class you're in shapes the opportunities available to you, your daily struggles, and your sense of security. If you love this video, like and comment, and don't forget to push the subscribe button.